Prager University is probably the most educated right-wing, right-wing, semi-religious Republican channel that you're going to get on YouTube. So I was excited to see what their take would be on the divide between science and religion. Let's have a listen.
I mean, you hear it all the time about people who don't believe in God or don't believe in religion. We believe in science. You get a kick out of that line. What does it mean to believe in science? Do you mean that you believe the truths that science comes up with?
Yes, which is also used to debunk pseudoscience. Side note, why is your voice so nice? It's suspicious.
Who doesn't? If you say religious people do not believe in scientific truths, you're making up nonsense. I'm religious. I know vast numbers of religious Jews and Christians. They all believe in the truths of science. Yes, it's true. Some people believe God created the world in 6 24-hour periods. I happen to not give a hoot whether it's 24 hours or 24 million years. And I make that clear in my Bible commentary, because the word in Hebrew for day can mean 1,000 years. It says it in the Bible, or it could mean 24 hours. So that's not important. But other than that, whom do you know who's religious who doesn't believe in scientific truths? Do you know any religious person who says gravity doesn't exist? Or water is not composed of H2O? Or don't go to a doctor if they need surgery? I don't know any. I don't know any.
You're like really lowballing these scientific facts. Okay, what you're essentially doing is being like, we totally believe in science. We like gravity and just skimming over the more controversial things like evolution and vaccines and GMOs and climate change, all of which are far more often rejected by theists rather than atheists. And by the way, the vast majority of flat earthers are theists who literally do not believe in gravity.
The Bible is a flat earth book. You have to take it literally. Like, for example, in Isaiah, when it talks about how the earth is like a clay wax seal that's stamped with upturned edges, that's just not some fancy story. That's a simile. It is like.
Right, absolutely. And in Isaiah it talks about too, and I'm a Christian, he who sits upon the circle of the earth. There's a difference between a circle and a ball.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
If you look at the original Hebrew, it means disc. There's over 200 scriptures in the Bible that point to a flat earth.
So what does believe in science mean? Since we all believe in the truths of science and we all go for back surgery if we need back surgery.
Well, let's see. The support for evolution in the scientific community is about like 100%, while religious people, it's like this. You see the problem here?
So what does believe in science mean? Since we all believe in the truths of science and we all go for back surgery if we need back surgery.
Eastern Orthodox churches all over the world were ignoring measures put in place to slow the spread of the coronavirus, encouraging their congregations to gather in large groups without social distancing or requiring masks, to sing, kiss icons, and partake of communion with the same spoon. Despite a global pandemic sweeping across Europe, this church's leadership willfully ignored safety guidelines and remained open, holding services every week all the way through Easter.
Православные это больные люди. Вот посмотришь на человека, больной человек, понимаете? А сейчас на вас посмотрят, здоровые люди, нормальные люди, понимаете?
The priests and nuns already knew the virus was in their midst. Weeks before their massive Easter celebration, the virus had inevitably begun making its way through the church's ranks. They knew about it. Some took tests, and they came back positive. But instead of closing their doors and moving their services online to prevent the spread of COVID-19, they were more concerned about people finding out. So the abbess and archpriest attempted a cover-up. They kept the church open to the public with no preventative measures to slow the spread of the disease, but they forbade the nuns from disclosing the information to the outside world and claimed that their faith would protect them.
Theists are, unfortunately, almost notorious for falling for conspiracy theories and pseudoscience. It shouldn't be too surprising when their thinking faculties allow them to believe in things like talking donkeys and virgin births and super strength from hair. God, angels, demons, and spirits alike have never been demonstrated using the scientific method. If it was, then we would be using Ouija boards to solve crimes in court. But of course, it's hid underneath this layer of mystery. Machines don't run on mystery, people. And neither does science.
What does it mean? The answer is people don't know what it means, because the truth is it doesn't mean anything else. Do you believe science will lead you to the right decision about good and evil? I don't.
Even if science couldn't provide you with some objective way to discern good and evil, your homophobic, racist, genocidal book is probably the last thing that I would look to as a source for any kind of authority on the matter. Science is a method for truth which can be used for good or evil. And if you can't offer me truth, then why should I believe in your religion? If your religion isn't true, why should I follow it?
Tell me how science tells you to be kind. Tell me how science tells you to save a life.
Damn, yeah. If there was only some way for science to tell us how to save a life, what good is all that kindness in your heart if you don't know how to heal your sick friend with medicine? What is all that goodness and kindness worth if you don't know the psychology of mental illness or how to improve it using therapy?
If anything, science, if you want to follow science, it's just follow the Darwinian rule of the survival of the fittest. Do you know, if you follow the science, you don't keep the elderly and infirm alive. It's a waste of time and funds that could be spent on healthier people. In nature, what happens to the elderly, animal, and the infirm? They're eaten. I saw this in Africa. I've been on 4 safaris, and it was revelatory to me when I saw how the weakest of the gazelles was simply eaten by the lion. The lion would pick out the weakest of the gazelles. If you follow science, you let the weak die.
Yeah, actually, that's your God's creation at work. Your God is the one who decided how nature is, not science. This is so weird. You guys are so weird in the way you think. It's so strange. It's like God makes a baby eating machine, and then science says, yes, that is a baby eating machine. And then you go, oh, so you see, science is telling us that we should eat babies. Like, no, honey. Science is just telling you what is the case. It isn't telling you if it's right or wrong.
Science doesn't tell you to be kind or compassionate or even build a hospital. It doesn't do any of these things. Follow the science. You know who followed science? The Nazi Dr. Mengele. He followed the science, and he took human beings and used them as guinea pigs in scientific experiments. This sadist, this butcher, this diabolical human being, he followed science. And so did the German Medical Association during the Holocaust. They endorsed the experiments on human beings. I don't follow the science to learn anything about life. Science doesn't give me wisdom. Science doesn't give me morality. Science doesn't give me compassion.
Like, am I not being clear enough? Science doesn't tell you to do anything. It simply tells you what is and what is not. If you have a goal to save the world with medicine, or to destroy it with bombs, science will show you how, but it will not tell you to do anything. Again, it's just kind of trippy to see the disconnect these people have. Like, what is the logic here? Because Nazi Germans used science to conduct evil experiments, it means that I should believe in fiery chariots flying down from the sky and whatever else the Bible says? That doesn't make any sense.
Science has its role, exactly. You want to know how to build a vaccine or an atom bomb? Science is your vehicle, but it doesn't tell you when to use the atom bomb. It only tells you how to build one.
So you do get it.
So I don't trust people who just believe in science, because I don't trust your understanding of good and evil. Where do you get it from? Science? Science doesn't teach you that.
You see, you are under the paradigm that morality can only come from a God. But for me, I define morality to human well-being. And because I define my morality as human well-being, I can use science as the most powerful vehicle to help me achieve that. Through medicine and education, we can make the world a better place. Maybe I'll do a video on atheistic morality in the future, but for now that should just about do it. If you think I'm going to hell, remember to like and subscribe to be a good Christian.